What is going on, guys? We are back with another video. It is another rebuild on Madden 20. I mean, wow. Just wow. But this is of the Broncos, of course, the game tonight. They might actually have a better chance than most people are giving them credit for. The question here is, why am I so stupid? You're not losing your mind. I just so happen to do a second Broncos rebuild, which is just super smart. Maybe we should just do a rebuild week where we just do an entire week of Broncos realistic rebuilds, because clearly I'm so smart, and this was definitely on purpose, right? I disappoint myself more than anyone could ever be disappointed by me. But anyways, hopefully you still enjoy this. It's definitely more different than the other one, so it is what it is. But you ever have one of those moments where you just do something so stupid that it's in the back of your mind forever and you always have to double check? That's me with rebuilds now. Great. Where do we fix a lot of the problems? A lot of the problems, at least in Madden, they lie on having bad devs, not great overalls. That's kind of how that kind of works, if you didn't know. But overall, the quarterback situation is not great. You know, Drew Lock, maybe he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league in the future. Who knows? But in Madden, that is extremely unlikely, especially when we have to follow the realism rules of Joe Flacco winning the job. Yay. So maybe like and subscribe for my pain that I'm going to feel with this being very long. And if not, maybe do it for the desperation I'm giving out. Sometimes you got to sell your soul to the devil, and the devil doesn't even give me anything back. That's what my ex-wife did. What? But I think the plan for right now is to let Joe Flacco start. However, it's too late. These guys are gone, yet they're always in the game, okay? But let Joe Flacco start, but if a few weeks down the line he's looking bad, Drew Lock's coming in, because I think if Drew wasn't hurt in real life, there's a good chance the Broncos may bench Joe Flacco. He has not played well. What does he have? 177 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick, and that's kind of the way it's been for the last few weeks now, but there's really not a better option behind him. Cameron Meredith, he's been picked up, dropped like 54 times now. Ryan Grant, the Packers have him now, which is pretty cool. Definitely, any name is better than no name at this point. I think they need to make an actual move, though. I don't think you can keep putting these really bad Band-Aids on a very wide open cut. Pretty good metaphor, huh? Like and subscribe. I almost want to make it a meme at this point. So we trade a right guard, Wilkerson, and a 4th round this year for Jordan Lewis. I think we probably should give them a 5th round next year. I honestly just wanted to see where we were, and I was actually shocked that they took it. So I think that's pretty fair. Basically a 4th this, 5th next, and a young guard for a 7th round next, and a young corner. He is normal development, of course, but the Giants, the Cowboys actually have a bit of a cap situation coming up, especially with the eventual signing of Mr. Dak Prescott. Jordan Lewis, he's one of those guys that would probably not get re-signed the following year. He's an average player, maybe below average. He has potential in a user league, but in a rebuild league, by the end, we could do 4 sims, and honestly, by the end of it, we'd be lucky to get to like an 81 with him, honestly. 2 small players, so might as well let the better one play at the number 2 spot. But yeah, a lot of age, and that's kind of what we're going to have to start for the moment. And then after that, we'll see where we are. Interesting. I probably should have showed a little bit more, but the first one, it was an offensive lineman mentorship. We've seen that a few times. He asked us what we wanted. We gave him pass block power for for Dalton Reisner. And then he was like, did you see how good he was last week? And they gave him a +3 to awareness. It's pretty cool, in fairness. And now we have Emmanuel Sanders. Isn't going to tell you yourself, but he's upset about his lack of play in the last game. What do you want him to improve on? Is there any specific area? What is this one, I wonder? However you can help him. I'm going to do however you can help him. I'll make it happen. 1,200. So you can either choose the upgrades or the XP. I would definitely say doing like catching traffic or something like that would be better. I would actually say probably the juke move would be the best one, especially if it's a guy that you're going to get going. So it's pretty interesting. Once again, I absolutely love the stuff that there is in the game. 3 cuts. I'm not worried the game will cut the lowest players. That kind of stuff is what's been missing in the game. And, now we actually have something to work with. Things to look forward to is always the key in life. Profound things. That's all I can say, honestly. I'm just a quote master. There's no debate that I'm the master. 2-6. Some reason I was thinking this was the Browns rebuild, and I was like, not bad, 3-4. But yikes. So Chris Harris Jr. wants a contract, and honestly, with Superstar X Factor, he'll last at least a year or two. I'm going to give him a 2-year deal. I think that works. Emmanuel Sanders, that's a bit of a reach, pal. I don't think we're going to make that happen. Justin Simmons, though, we will give the deal to. Maybe offer him a little bit too much, but that's fine. Derek Wolfe, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that. McGovern. I mean, some of these guys are very, like, severely average players. Did they re-sign Andy Janovich, or was that Kyle Juszczyk? I can't remember. I don't think it was Juszczyk. That's a pretty big name. I don't think it was him. Headed to the playoffs. You guys seen this spoiler. Let's be honest. Let's not lie to ourselves. It's not happening. It's not happening. We go 4-12. That's where this team is. We put Drew Lock in. How does he finish? He played 7 games, pretty similar to Joe. It would have probably been a better season with Drew, so I think Joe Flacco is done here. Phillip, wow, this is one of the worst seasons I've ever seen. How? Excuse me, Deshaun? Are you a god? How did he do so well, yet we were so bad? 2 different quarterbacks, both not really great. I mean, look, at Von Miller only had 7 sacks. This is a team in bad situation. Chris Harris, though, and Simmons, not bad. Jewell could go up because it's a lot of tackles. Any Rookie of the Year chances? I highly doubt it because we didn't start our guy. Obviously, okay. Okay. Obviously, I would want to start him, but in real life, the Broncos, they did start Joe. However, 9 games in, wasn't getting it done. Terrible. And hey, it is what it is. I don't think we won too many more games with Drew, but he personally played well, or better, I suppose. Did he do enough to get a dev up? I think I might force it if he didn't. I think winning Rookie of the Year, even though I don't know how he did it, I think winning Rookie of the Year probably means you deserve it. I don't know how, once again, he got it, though. That's weird. Chiefs versus the Cowboys could be a real-life Super Bowl. It depends if the Cowboys want to get it together or not. And the Chiefs win. Let's see those dev ups, boys. Drew Lock did not go up. I'm sorry, boys. I think it's time to force it. Rookie of the Year, I think, should definitely give you a development up. And if you don't like it, let me know in the comment section below. I still think even with Star in 67, we might still have to look for a new QB, but at least now he's got a little bit of potential, and the game did give him, the Rookie of the Year. If he didn't get Rookie of the Year, I wouldn't even have thought about it. It wouldn't even have come to my mind to give him Star development, but a Rookie of the Year award means you're the best out of the rookies. I guess they've seen enough out of his 7-game sample. Kind of reminds me of like the Jimmy Garoppolo situation where it was not many games, but he was killing it for them, and they saw what they needed to see. Chris Harris Jr. got his 2-year deal, so this is what he's going to look like for the year. How much worse is it going to get, though? That's the question. -5 man coverage. He drops a bit, but he's still decent. Any other developments ups? I do not think so. I really thought Jewell would have with all those tackles. Usually it's enough, but I guess not. Thought Deshaun Hamilton would have. Maybe one more touchdown he would have. Noah Fant already has Star, of course. All right, so Emmanuel Sanders, what are we looking at? What overall was he? 84. So he basically wants a 1-year... Well, he doesn't want a 1 year. He'd have more than this. I'll give him a 1-year, $14 million deal. That sucks. How much is the tag? 16. I think we might have to let him go. Derek Wolfe, I think I would prefer not to have to deal with every position on the team in the same year. I guess that's not really much of a choice at this point. Will Parks, I think we have our safeties for the next year or two, so that's fine. We're going to let a lot of these guys go. Can we get Andy back, though? And he would like to play for a new team. All right, so we're in a bit of a situation. But that's fine. That's fine. I believe in us to get through this. So 30 mil. Our draft pick's going to be pretty good. I think you almost have to trade down. I think that's probably what a few of the teams in the top 5 should have done in real life, to be honest. Wide receivers, you got Sutton as a true number 1/2, so we're fine with him. Everyone else, though, I don't know. Hamilton was good, but I would not go back to Broadway to see it. Ha ha ha! Get it? I think that's a Broadway thing. I don't even know. We need an offensive lineman, and this team is really bad. This is debatably worse than the Dolphins, because the Dolphins, you're guaranteed pretty much the first overall pick, usually. And then you have several other first rounds. Obviously, you have to force the trades, because EA doesn't feel like it's necessary. Yeah, we lost a lot of players, so we need to just find some steals and obviously kill it in the draft. We can't afford any big names. We can't go for Chris Jones. Antonio Brown would be sick, but I mean, I don't know if he ever plays another snap in the NFL, if we're being honest. We offered a bunch of contracts. However, Not a lot of them were huge fair deals, so I don't think we're going to get many. Bosher. Now, Jatavis, that's unfair. We offered him the most by far, and we didn't get him, which is just great. Nobody wants a B, but I want him, and I can't freaking get him. Offering Mike Daniels a low ball because he just hasn't proven. Hasn't proven he's worth it. We got 20 mil left. Do we actually go after a person? Like, I don't think it's worth it. Like, these are very expensive contracts. So we got Jordan Howard on a nice little, like, I don't remember what deal, but a really nice deal. Great backup for us. So we added Teddy Bridgewater on a very cheap deal as a backup, more than likely. Emmanuel Sanders, unfortunately, rejects, and Hargraves also rejects, putting us in a bad spot at wide receiver. All right, start the draft. We know we're going to be somewhere in the top 10. Hopefully it's top 2, and it is not. None of the players I have are really even this high. I think you can't really go with a QB, especially when we have a 4th-round QB. You have a DT, you have a wide receiver, this Hayden guy, mid-first talent, late-first grade. This is the guy I want to trade for. I don't think we should take him that high in the first because we do have a corner like Keyshawn Holt. There's DT, Green. I mean, there's some decent players here. Skinner is a player I really want to get if we can. But I think you have to trade down, and hopefully we can get a decent one. I think you have to. I think in this situation we need too many things, and none of them are a QB. Kind of. I believe in Drew Lock here. I think when it's not a QB, you kind of have to trade. I think more teams need to do it in the top 5. And we've seen it over the last few years that it has happened at a decent rate. We give the Raiders pick number 3, Freeman and Todd Davis, for pick 14 and 12, and we're also going to get their 3rd round. It's only fair that we actually take both of their 3rd rounds, because even though they gave us, pick 14, pick 3 is massive. And I'm greedy as hell, so don't judge me or I'll steal your casket. But is there really such thing as a little high if you're going to get your guy? And hopefully he is there. He is Leonard Hayden. So it's between him, a DT, or a corner. I think offense is the biggest need. He looks absolutely ridiculous. We maybe should even have taken him at 3. 74 hidden. Okay. Says we reached. Obviously we didn't. That's perfect. That is really freaking good. That is an amazing wide receiver. Now the question is, do we trade up? So obviously we can't afford every trade up in the world. We did make a good move. Texans could really use a corner or a DT. So we give him pick 35 and 78 with a young outside linebacker for pick 20, which is 15 spots up. That's pretty big. So I think we're going to give him a 4th round next year as well. I think we're making it pretty fair so far. He's an early first talent, projected late, and then this guy is a early first. Ooh. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either. Do we trade up for a 3rd player? There's a lot more DTs than there seems to be corners. So I think we're forced to take best available. And he is. 2nd overall is where he's supposed to go. We took him 20. Great zone player. Could play safety if you really want. Ooh. Is he a safety? Look at that hit power. 76 hit power is massive for a rookie. Okay, I like that. Our next pick is in the 3rd round. Oh, this TT's in it. Yeah, he went right after us. The Giants were probably crapping their shorts. However, we do have another guy. He's a little on the under, a little smaller, but Tyson Skinner, I think, could maybe do the job. I don't know. Deal? It looks like a deal to me. I think that's pretty fair. Those 2 third-rounders alone would probably be worth at least a late second. Teddy Bridgewater with those. Teddy didn't want to sign with them. He was, they had interest in him, but he just chose to sign with us instead. So we're kind of screwing Teddy over for like the 50 millionth time in his career. However, maybe not so much. And the reason why I say 50 million time is because in this universe, that means the Saints didn't want him anymore, even though in real life he did really well, or he's doing really well for Drew Brees. So that's why I say that. Technically, he hasn't really been necessarily screwed over, but in this scenario, he would have been. It makes sense, okay? Just leave me alone. Tyson Skinner. Skinner! And another amazing pick. There's, what is he? Ooh. Should have looked at the bench press. 82 strength for a D, a 3-4 D end. I mean, he fits the versatile hybrid build, I suppose. Might be able to snag him in the 4th round. We're not going to risk this guard, though. He looks good. Okay, normal sucks. Don't get me wrong, but it's still an amazing steal, in my opinion. I was hoping. We've been killing it. I can't lie. We've been killing it in the drafts lately. But that's the one player. Like, I wish I could have switched I don't know, the D-end with him, I suppose. O-line is very hard to get. QB's gone. Oh, damn, they all gone. So we're going to go to the 5th round. If the fullback's there, we'll take him. If he's not, we won't. But yeah, that fullback, as per usual, looks pretty damn good, just like all the fullbacks, and then they end up being normal development and whatnot. We'll still take him, though, because we need a fullback after losing Andy. 70 overall, normal. Ooh, 89 lead block. His run block 60. This is actually a really good fullback. So we're going to take him. D'Angelo Hudson. Going to be honest, the only hope is if he's hidden. I really... Ugh. Okay, so no gems today, kind of. I mean, anyone past the 2nd round being even halfway decent's a gem in this Madden. But, yeah, definitely not our best showing for the gems, I suppose. Oh, this guy actually looks all right. Rich Fryer. Not great, but it's an okay back. I was hoping maybe we could have got some sort of steal. But let's take a look at these developments. I'd say most are probably going to be star, if we're being honest. But something tells me Tyson Skinner in the cornerback might be quite the good. Maybe, honestly, they might all be really good. This wide receiver looks sick, too. So let's start with Hayden, I suppose. Looks insane. He could be star. It doesn't matter. He's really good. I mean, I said he could be star and be good, but, like, it doesn't mean you have to make him star. You could have made him superstar or X Factor. Keyshawn Holtz, star. Ooh, no, I really wanted a superstar out of one of those. That's all right. Tyson Skinner, please be right about this, man, though. Oof. Still good picks, though. I can't really blame him. And that's, I think, it. Let's take a look at the NFL. There was 2 major picks that we could have had that we didn't. One of them being... Who's this guy? This guy is savage. Damn, he's a tank. Jeromepkr Savage. Okay, only star, but wow, what a bit of a freak. Where's the other guy we wanted? So DT went right after us. Wait, where the hell did he go? Was he was a DT, right? Here he is, Green. Renee Green, 76 overall. Ooh, he's fast. I knew he was fast, but I didn't think he was that fast. The development being... At the end of the day, DT looked like a much more deep position, and we need a cornerback of the future. I don't know if we can afford to, like, I don't know what's Callahan's contract. I think he probably has 2 more years left on, but maybe we actually trade Jordan Lewis here and something for a middle linebacker. Just because he's on a contract year doesn't mean he can't be traded. We trade them Jordan Lewis, a 3rd round and a 6th round for Avery Williamson, who's already 28. I mean, they're getting a pretty big steal there. However, Avery is definitely established, so at least we have a stone-cold starter at middle linebacker for once in ages. Once again, you know, maybe last 2 more years for us if we're lucky. Starting some youngsters around here, but I feel pretty comfortable with them. Can we get in like a DT or something? I can't believe how bad of a situation our interior of our line is. Tried so hard to get a new name. I know Walker in real life actually is doing all right, but try to get a new name and it just couldn't do it. You know, in the draft, it didn't work out. Free agency, it didn't work out, which is wild because I offered some of the best contracts. I don't know, it just didn't work out. We also did another realistic move that I think that they may do in real life. We'll see. But I converted Joe Flacco's remaining contract into a 11, I think it's $11 or $12 million guarantee deal. So instead of him being paid $20 million in salary and $6 million bonus left over, you know, we just added an extra $6 million in the bonus and took away his salary. So, you know, if he gets released, he gets $6 million, but the way he's played, he'd be lucky to get $5 million 1 year. So, you know, either way, he gets to stay on the team, potentially start, and probably make more money in the long run anyways. And then obviously we have the backup there. So it works out for us, works out for them. Hopefully everyone's happy. Deshaun Hamilton, I don't know what the contract situation is with him. I know he's pretty young, so it might, yeah, he's pretty young. But Taywan Taylor was in free agency, and I think he's like a true slot guy for us. I mean, I like him a lot more than Deshaun Hamilton, to be fair, but we'll do what we can do. I'm going to put Hayden as the number 1. No one's really shined, other than Deshaun, which is weird, but he was in the slot, so he had more opportunities. Let's see what Hayden can do with the most opportunities. Can we make the playoffs, though? That's, you know, this is a challenging rebuild. I'm hoping we've done enough to at least get closer, but I'm not guaranteeing a thing. It actually cost us quite a bit. A 6th this year, Wiltz, the cornerback, who's kind of young, and a 4th round next year to get Malcolm Brown. So it's still a pretty rough-looking defense, but we made a few strides. Holt, huge. Skinner, huge. Chubb still on the team. Simmons is still on the team. Williamson's a decent move, but he's not super young. Von Miller hopefully still plays at least another year or two. Maybe we move to a 4-3 to prevent the regression a little bit. I'm not sure. So we traded for a guy that needs a contract, which is brilliant. Yeah, Joe Flacco would be looking at a much worse situation. We're actually going to wait on Philip Lindsay because he didn't play too well, and there's a lot of, running backs are a dime a dozen. Garrett Bowles, this is a bit of expense, but honestly at this point, the team just needs better players. A 3-year, $31 million for Garrett Bowles, though. He doesn't seem worth that kind of money. I don't even know. We have so much money, and I don't really like the players we have. This is bad. Headed to playoffs, and we actually have a pretty decent start of it. We may actually sneak ourselves in. Let's take a look. Oof, we don't. But 8-8's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's take a look at the schedule. I thought maybe we would have snuck in. We were like 6-4, and then we lost a bunch. So I think we were 6-4 here, 6-5, 6-6, 6-7, 6-8. Ugh. At 6-8, you might as well just lose all the games. I know the division's close, but come on, let's be honest. Drew Lock with, 3,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 picks. Rushing, Phillip was just good enough. But as a backup, Jordan Howard wasn't much worse, and he's being paid a lot less than what Lindsay wants. 11 touchdowns, 750 for Hayden. Interesting. Von Miller finally waking up. Jesus, my man. There you go. Chris Harris Jr. So the 2 X-Factor defenders on this team did really well. Yikes. What about the punter? Please tell me Bosher did start. Okay, he did. I don't think we would have had any players of the year, rookie of the year, any of that contest. I don't know what that means here. Defensive player of the year was Von Miller. Ooh, Hayden would have been nice. Ooh, cornerback Holt, though. I'll take that. And once again, I don't think anyone else would have gotten it. So let's quick take a look at some of the overalls if we can. So Drew Lock's now a 76 overall. Phillip is 87. Hayden's an 80. It's not the worst looking team in the world, and we have a lot of money to use in free agency, so we could definitely build a playoff roster here coming up in the next season. D-line, though, other than Skinner, just really did not go anywhere. See, we had any development ups. I don't think there was any that would have, and I can't think of any that we would have had. The Texas Bowl. See who wins that. Cowboys probably. And it was not. It was the Texans. Interesting. Tried to get a linebacker off them. Couldn't, so there's that. So looking at the team, no real regressions to my knowledge other than maybe Leary and James. Do we want to go with Philip Lindsay, though? I don't know. Defenders. Oh! Holt with a superstar development. Hello. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Callahan did regress a little bit. Williamson didn't. I don't know how much a middle linebacker costs to tag, but that's definitely going to be the look. I don't think we can afford we could afford a 4-year deal, but it's just not worth it. So Phillip now wants a 4-year, $24 million deal, and I think he just barely snuck it out. I think he barely got it. He's probably going to decline, though. Yeah, I don't understand why that always happens, but it does. Avery Williamson, can we give him a 2-year deal? It's going to cost us a lot more, so I'm going to give him a 2-year, $22 million deal if he wants it. Thank you. So basically $11 million a year. I think the tag might have been maybe 9 to 10, but I'm not 100% sure. It could have been way more. McManus, we'll wait for him. Garrett Bowles, we'll wait for him. I just don't like. He didn't play well. He just didn't play well. And Taywan Taylor, wide receivers, dime a dozen for us, considering none of them are really sticking. None of them are really showing up. It's just, that's how it is. Do we pay Deshaun Watson a 6-year, just about $200 million deal? I think you have to play the long ball. Trent, can you pay him like a 1-year, worth 16? How does it work if he retires? Is that dead money? Because there's got to be some sort of clause there, right? Richard Sherman. So I think for a fact I seen a Awuzie and I want him. Get rid of Chris Harris Jr. That's why we gave him a 2-year deal just in case, and he did regress a little harder than I would have liked. I thought he would have maybe lasted another season, but Marlon Mack, I think, is probably our new running back over Philip Lindsay. I think, right? 4 years, he's a bit younger. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the youth, as per usual. That's weird to say. Of course, you can see the Niners here going for Cooper Kupp. we could use Cooper Kupp. So I'll give him a 2-year deal worth $24.5. And it seems similar to what the Niners are going to offer. So whoever appears to be the better of the two, he'll take. I guess that's kind of the way that goes. Moton, maybe. Takaris McKinley could use a replacement for Vaughn in the future because he's probably regressed pretty hard at this point. How is Mike Daniels still demanding so much money? I think the trade logic, or the free agent logic needs to be changed, by the way. You've probably seen a glimpse of it. 35 points, down to 15 for a 1 year. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously $2 million guaranteed is better than 1, but I don't think it would be a 20-point increase because it's a really terrible deal anyways. We'll go with a low ball. Once again, I'm not committed to anyone there, so at the end of the day, we can just draft. We have 2 first-round picks. We didn't have a crazy good season. We're not going to be pick 3, but we're still decent. Trubisky, he's decent, but at the end of the day, it's not a crazy improvement. Warford, however, a bit of a crazy improvement. I mean, we could definitely use a new guard. Out with the old, in with the also old. Did I offer him more money than I thought? I think I offered him a 4-year, $18 or $20 million deal. Great deal. Daniels was like a 2-year, 6 to 8. I don't know. Warford, that was a legit contract. Awuzie was a legit contract. Trent Williams was a legit contract. So I knew going into this free agency period that we were going to have to spend some money, especially if we want to get back on track. Maybe spent a little bit too much money. However, I think we can get away with getting rid of, our guard if Leary's still there. He might have actually retired. I don't see Leary, actually. This might have been perfect. Going to put Skinner at right end with James Daniels. James Daniels? Jesus. Mike Daniels, the guy that used to play for the Packers. Great job knowing his name there. With left end. So, okay, do what you want, EA. I'm not even going to argue at this point. Didn't really need Awuzie because Chris Harris Jr. is decent. However, we can trade him. Oof, it's not really worth it. So we're going to have a season. We might actually trade Callahan and then just keep swapping new players. This is actually tough because Holt is... Do we just put Chris Harris Jr. in the slot where he kind of belongs because he's a little bit smaller? He's a decently physical guy. This could solve our cornerbacks, our DB issue pretty nicely. Trade Kareem for like a 5th. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. I'm not going to, crazy upgrade. I thought he would have went up way higher, but Holt's still the number 1. He's the bigger guy. We know what we need, but as of right now, year whatever, technically year 1 of this roster is A-okay. I like where we are. I like where we're headed as well, and we have another draft with decent picks. Maybe not as deep, but higher picks, kind of. And we don't know how the Panthers did. They could have been really good or just not good at all. All right, so with pick 7, we don't really need middle linebacker this instant, but Carl Warwick is our guy. It's supposed to go 13, took him 7, hidden, 21 years old. I couldn't pass up the speed. You guys know me. Of course, you guys probably the same exact way anyways. We all love our speed, the drug, and then, it's pretty cool in Madden as well, I guess. And then the next pick, if he's there, might be a defensive tackle. He's a white fella. Where is he? Here's my white fella, Maxwell Yates. More like Yates. Gonna take him. 73 overall again. It's fair, though. It's fine. It's fine. He's fast. He kind of reminds me of that one guy that was superstar. Please? Maybe? He's 297. I think he fits the bill pretty well. Then we have pick 19 in the second round and then pick 19 in the third round. We have some decent players here. There was a cornerback maybe I should have went with, but I don't think that's a big need anymore. I think it's fine. There's a safety. Moses Smallwood looks insane. That might be our pick at 19 if he is there, of course. All right, going to pick 19 and just hope for the best, I guess. There's a lot of guys in the third round, so even if we lose the safety, once again, it's not a position that's the craziest of need. But if he's there, I'm taking him. He's not. So, Oliver Beal looks like the number 1 choice to me. Ooh, Britt's there. Myron Britt. Pass rush is not easy to get. O-line. Vaughn can't stay too much longer. Let's take a look at his contract. Vaughn and Chubb are on a contract year, so I think this is the perfect time to go for a pass rusher. It's going to be Britt. I didn't expect... Oh, we don't have a third round. Ooh, this could be the last pick in the draft. We got to make sure this is good. Now, we could trade up for Matlock. I think Matlock's probably worth it. Super fast and pretty damn tall. I really want Beal. Maybe we can get Northern later, but I think we can pass on him. These tackles and guards. Let's go with Myron Britt. Screw it. Thank you, Hidden. 73 again, though. What is with the 73 overalls? He's not great by any means, but he's going to play backup for a year anyways, so I think that's a pretty realistic move. I think the Broncos in this situation would probably have done that. I think that's pretty fair. Matlock is there, and it's a little surprising, to be honest. I can't believe that. I would have thought he would have went a whole round early, because that just he looks like a steal. He just looks like one of those guys, maybe like a 73, 74 overall. Even if he's normal, it's a steal. Or hell, if he's even star, that's even more amazing. So you give him a 3rd round next year and 2 7th round picks to move up to 97. I think that's definitely fair. It's pretty fair, because even if we win the Super Bowl, they only lose 1 spot and they gain 2 7ths. So, everything would have to go pretty badly for them for that trade not to work out. Corbin, Matlock, maybe not even the biggest need we have. I said that to myself, and I was like, that's a good point. Not the biggest need we have, all right? Go Matlock. I think he's the best. Oof, normal. 68 overall. Very fast. Definitely developable. A guy you would 100% use. Well, maybe not 100%, but a very good chance you would use him in a user league. A little bit rough in the jumping and catching, but, very fast, tall, slender, and super young. So it's a pretty good player. And let's see, round 6. Are any of our players there? And they are gone. I just hope somebody has better than star development, because we did take a guy pick 7 and 19. Those are really high picks. Carl Warwick, he fits the scheme fit. May even start over Anzalone. I don't know. It depends on the dev, I think. Star development. So I don't know if he could really start over him. I think this is the year we could easily make the playoffs. And with him in, it might be a completely different question. Yates, he's going to start automatically because he's a higher overall. Star development yet again. And here's Britt, the outside linebacker. No chance of starting, but maybe we can get lucky. We did get lucky. Okay, we did get lucky. So superstar development, nice. Okay, that's of the 3 of them, that was the one I didn't want to get the development, but I will take anything we can get, anything at all. This is the corner I wanted to go with, and I couldn't do it because it was not the need we had. It was far from it. Corner's not the hardest thing to get. Corner and wide receiver are the 2 positions you kind of leave in the draft. Oof, this guy's good. Decent 80s. We're moving the roster around at least. Yeah, 83, 84-ish, maybe a little higher if we move around some positions. Warford was a great pickup. Jawan James is probably needing to be replaced soon. And then, of course, Mr. My brain. Trent. I almost called him Trevor Williams because I see that name so much. Trent Williams. Didn't show you the stats. Here he is. Unbelievable, man. He's so good. He's so sickening. He's sickening. Marlon Mack, of course, we looked at his stats. I think he's more of an acceleration, agility guy, which is really weird, but he's still good enough. Definitely good enough. And there's that. I mean, there's not much more to it. If we can maybe make a trade, we'll do it. But if we can't, we're not going to. That's pretty much that. It's a pretty good-looking roster. I like where we are, and this could be not our final chance at a decent year, but this is our best chance for sure. And I really don't know where we go from here, but this is a long one, man. This could be like a 5-seasoner because I want to at least give us a chance. If we look good and then we suck and then it's only going to go down from there, that's when I might call it. But this one could have a few more years left in it because I think we're just only getting better. It's long and it's hard. That's all I want to say. But it's the only way you could really do this Broncos rebuild. They need to kill it in the draft, and we did pretty well, but they need to do even better, and they need some better free agent names to hit FA and then sign. We trade Kareem Jackson to the Dolphins for a 5th-round pick. They can move him back to safety. I just had him at cornerback for the moment because that's what we needed for a brief second, but obviously that's gone. Just like a huge cap hit. I think it was like $10 million in salary. We took a $3 million dead hit, which is totally fine. But this is what the team is going to look like for the year. I really want Warwick and Britt to start. However, they're just not good enough right now. I think he'll replace Vaughn. Maybe we can sneak out a trade deadline trade. It depends on how well he's doing, though. And that's pretty much that. So right at the deadline, we trade Von Miller and a 3rd next year to the Dolphins for a 1st-round pick. If it was anyone but the Dolphins, I would make them pay up. Of course, Vaughn would at least be worth a 1st on his own, even as a 91 overall. So we're going to try to trade for a 3rd round from a different team like the Chargers. They don't really need as much help. And to be fair, they do kind of need linebacker. They lost Jatavis, so that's actually not even terrible on its own. Breakout player, hello. I really wish it would automatically. I wish that was a thing to automatically accept breakout players. But I'm pretty sure I heard if you get a breakout, you do it, and you don't, 3 and 3 by the way, and you don't click A afterwards, you don't get it anyways, which is heartbreaking. Of course, Chris Harris Jr., he'll stay. He's making a lot of money, but he's not making Vaughn money, and he's not as good, so his trade value is not worth even trying to move him. We'll keep Chubb till he's 31. You know, we gave that luxury to Vaughn, even a little bit more than that, so we'll give it to him as well. Courtland Sutton, I think he's good enough. I don't know if he's really worth the contract, but as a piece of this team, I suppose he's worth it. Deshaun Hamilton, I don't know. We'll see how he plays. I don't think I want him back, though. Look at the upgrades here. He had 4 upgrades, and 2 of them were speed. 1 of them had acceleration. 5 finesse. This man is the luckiest person alive. Holy crap, he's so lucky. All right, here we go. This is, what, the 3rd season? It's so many seasons. It's 3rd, 4th season by now. Please, just one of these times. We did it. 10-6, and we have a bye week. Okay, that's all I care about is making the playoffs. 10-6, however, that's pretty shocking. Ooh, we would have had 11 wins if we didn't lose to the Eagles there. Not bad, not bad. Let's see how we turned it around. Don't tell me Vaughn got showed up by this, like, rookie. Drew Lock definitely turned it around. Through 7 games, he was, like, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks, I believe, and, like, 1,300 yards, maybe 1,100. He turned it around hard. Marlon Mack played better than Lindsay did for us. I mean, these receivers just not really playing well at all, in fairness. Blocking, we don't have any backup linemen. We got to get rid of Juwan James. This team is actually really good situation for cap space. Britt, only 2 sacks through 9 games. Thing is, Vaughn only had 4.5 through 7, so I don't know. The sack numbers are really bad in this game. I don't know what it is. Like, they just don't expect anyone to ever do well. 21st and all. How did we even make the playoffs? I mean, I'll take it, but, like, how? Like, we don't have any of the awards. We had bad rankings. The stats weren't even that amazing. Was the defense just god tier? I mean, look at that. 26th in passer rating? Oh, to be fair, 9th in defense. So, yeah, the defense, it appears, carried the offense. Who do we have to play? The Ravens. New ability for Britt. He's an 80 overall now with secure tackler. That's not super great, but it's better than nothing. 85 across the board. Very balanced. I almost said very balanced, which, hey, what you do with your words, what you do with your words. Hayden had a really bad year. He, like, didn't go up at all, it seems. He went up, like, 2 overalls. Sutton even went up 2 overalls, and he's significantly older. Drew Lock, he seems to be going up, like, 5 overalls a season, which is fine by me. He's getting to that decent status, you know. If I was going to have a quarterback and I wanted one of his stats other than throw power to be good, it would be medium accuracy, and that's his specialty, so I'll take that. Was Trent Williams the cause? Was he the guy? I don't know. Yates, 78, almost 79 overall. Let's get a run stopper, get the scheme fit, and do what a DT needs to do for us, which is stop the run. Although tackling, I really don't know how that helps. Good year, 1 year there. Let's see what else we have. Britt with another upgrade. Myron Britt. Let's see what his actual, stats are now. Ratings, he is 86 finesse, 76 block shed, 85 speed. So that means he got another speed. Yeah, he got another speed just a second ago. 3 speed upgrades for a pass rusher in 1 year. Wow, that's pretty lucky. This guy's quite the lucky man. 85 overall to their 84. In fairness, the Ravens are usually one of the top 5s at this point, so it's not going to be an easy one. I hope we win, but honestly, all things point towards not. We made the playoffs. We'll definitely play at least another season, maybe 2. It depends. Depends on how next year goes. If we just miss the playoffs next season, I'm not doing it. If we miss the playoffs, I'm not doing it. I don't care if it's an 11-win loss. I don't think you can go anywhere but up from here, and missing the playoffs is obviously down. But hey, making the playoffs in this situation, I think the Broncos in real life have a way better chance of making the playoffs than their Madden selves. So it's all about heart, boys. I do not heart boys. I just... Good stuff, though, right before half. Up 7. Looking strong into the second half. Here we go. Defense is killing it. Okay. Okay, offense. This isn't funny now. Okay, team. This isn't funny. Okay, there you go, offense. All you have to do is just literally get first downs and you win. Literally get first downs and you win. Thank you. 31-27. Almost choked it away. A 31-10 lead. That would have been brutal. Drew Lock was amazing. So was Lamar Jackson, in fairness. Rushing, both teams weren't great. Receiving, Hayden went off. Let's see defensively. 2 sacks for us, and nothing in the pick department. Kicking, oh, we have Josh Lambo. We actually have good special teams. Matt Bosher and Josh Lambo. That's like above average special teams, at least the combo. All right, who could the next team be? The Colts. Interesting team. Would have been the first one on the mind, but Jesus, here you are, 85 overall. All right, here we are. You know, the first game, a lot better than I thought it was going to go, so I have way more hopes for this than I would have expected. And 21-0 in the championship. Okay, 21-7. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, we really needed points there. The way we choke games away, we need points every drive, even if it's 3. Defense is doing a damn good job. The Broncos are in the Super Bowl. It was funny because I was thinking after this, I was like, you know, if we win this game, we may be able to make the Super Bowl. And then I looked, I was like, oh yeah, we had a bye week. We are in the Super Bowl if we win it. Sorry, Colts, not today. Maybe another day. Did we actually do a rebuild for the Colts? I don't know. But Jacoby Brissett is amazing in this game. At least this version. I don't know. He probably got it after playing really well. But, oof, Duke. Why? Oof, Duke. Yeah, that's usually what happens when you see a Duke. But, yeah, he's superstar development. And he's like an 81 overall with a long contract. So, amazing stuff. What's his real-life contract? I'm pretty sure as soon as Luck retired, they extended him and then signed Hoyer, if I'm not mistaken. Teams like them and the Saints are very lucky they have loyal backups, I'll tell you that. Pro Bowl roster do not care. Since it's the Super Bowl week, I believe you do get the developments right now. Who went up? No one on the offense, unfortunately. Defensively? It appears no one, unfortunately. But the question, of course, remains, is this a Super Bowl winning team? Let's find out. The Carolina Panthers. All right, here we go. Oof, man, we can't give up huge rushing touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey's crazy, but you can't let him have touchdowns like that. Okay, halftime tied up. I will take that. Come on, somebody show something. There you go. Huge passing touchdown. Come on, Drew Lock wants it more. Did he do it? Oh, God, slow down. Yes. Yes, the Denver Broncos win a close one, 24-21. The fans would probably be not, well, to be fair, this is several years in the future, but in my terms, you know, as the Patriots Super Bowl and then this one, they would be pissed. Like, middle of the game was just awful offense. Nobody did a thing. And then, of course, here you have a Super Bowl for the Broncos. Do you guys even, I mean, I guess to be fair, even though it's the same animation every time, hell, even from last year to this year, do you guys even, do you want to see it or not? Like the Super Bowl celebration. I show it because, you know, hey, maybe you're watching this as an actual Broncos fan and you're like, I'd like to see us winning Super Bowl. So, longest of 8, which proves once again he was a bruiser. I love seeing that stat line. 27 for 127 with a long of 8 it makes me moist. It's like a nice brownie in here. Well, you got a touchdown as well. I mean, that just means he was working all day long. No inflated stats due to great blocking or anything like that. Just a hard worker, well-deserved MVP from what I would understand. I don't know what kind of picks we had. Seemed like we had a long reception, so could have been a really good receiving game. Who knows? But this is the Broncos rebuild. It ends in a pretty successful story. And more importantly, by far the best cap situation. I normally don't do it, but I want to show you guys the cap situation we have. Of course, the team is going to be in shambles a little bit. There's going to be some defenders that need to be replaced. But overall, I want to show you how good of a good spot we are in. Of course, for the re-sign period, I would assume Chris Harris Jr. is still there, but he's not going to be worth... These things are needed to be begged. So, of course, this is the cap situation. It's a little pricey. I hate you. I don't like you, Chris Harris, okay? It's a little pricey, can't lie, but it's a pretty damn good roster, I can't lie. You let Larry Warford, okay. You let Warford go, you let Hamilton go, you let Callahan go, you let Malcolm go, and I don't think you care about anyone else. So, normally I don't go this far into it, but I think we did such a good job with the cap, trading off players when we did. We got a first round for Vaughn, which is obviously totally worth it. Let's take a look. So, you're missing a right guard. Everything else is fine. Somehow Jawan James is still going. I don't understand that at all. He's very expensive, though, so we would probably look to replace him in free agency. You probably do need a new wide receiver, not only because you lost one, but mainly because you just need a better one. Sutton, how old is he? He has a long-term contract. He's 20. He's fine. A lot younger than I would have thought as well. Running backs, obviously set for like the next 4 years, maybe 5. Drew Lock is set. Linebacker, Williamson, really didn't regress. We actually lost several overalls. He's still an 81 overall. Cornerback, you need a backup. Safety, you need a starter. So really, all you're looking at, because Warwick will probably start, you're looking at a new strong safety, a new left end, a backup corner, and a right guard. And then wide receiver, you can pick up anyone you want. But we have 60 mil to replace like 3 positions. And then you see some of the names here. I mean, you got Devontae. You could probably get him for a couple of years. It's a sick roster. I think you probably go Michael Gallup, though, if we're being honest. Go with the youth. Have 3 guys in their 85 range. Kind of like the Rams. Not maybe... Yeah, the Hayden guy's pretty fast. So pretty much almost like a Rams-style team, I suppose. But yeah, just a great team. I mean, you can get Chris Harris Jr. back for the same price that you offered, technically less. I mean, it's a great team, and this thing has tons of longevity. So this one might move up to that top of the list. I say it all the time, but it might move up quite a bit as well to teams we reload if we ever get to them. But yeah, that's the Broncos rebuild. Hopefully, for Broncos fans, it goes well for them in the game tonight. If not, it was the Chiefs. What do you expect? But anyways, if you have any ideas for rebuilds, challenges, experiments, specifically experiments, I love doing a weird, wild video. I'll tell you what. Let me know in the comment section below. Maybe if you're new, subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. And that's pretty much that. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!